It's Jerome Drakeford in here. I'm checking in with Time Live. And one thing that I wanted to talk about today was a few problems that we faced as African Americans. One major problem that I picked up on is that the news promotes the bad side of the African American community. They use mug shots instead of graduation pictures. They talk about the murders instead of the marches. They talk about poverty instead of what they can do to fix it. The mass communication field is literally promoting blacks to be devils, which can cause our police to act the way that they do. Our police move out of fear. Why do you think they always kill an innocent black man and then in court they say, oh, I thought he had a knife, or I thought he had a gun, or I thought he had some kind of weapon that could harm me and take me from my family? Just cowardly action. Our American officers are cowards, not because they are raised to be cowards, but because society has made us black people out to be monsters. A Caucasian male goes shoot up a Walmart. Caucasian male goes shoot up a school, but they catch him, they grab his shoulder and they put that man in handcuffs. But a black man sell a loose square, he get choked out on the ground and get killed. I'm just not understanding this. Michael Brown was shot and killed. He was called a drug dealer, but not once did the news mention that he was a college student. Let me talk to you. I don't understand this. I don't understand what society has against us black people. They talk about the good things and the bad things that we do. And when it come to good things, all they look at us as we start trends. We make things popular, dances. We start new fashion and phrases and slangs and all of this, but they don't never talk about the HBCUs on the news. They never talk about black people graduating college and starting businesses and all these different things. But they'd be quick to call us thugs, murderers, felons, deadbeat fathers, unemployed. I'm not understanding what's going on, man. I'm going to go ahead and pass this over.
My name is Derrick Jones, and I am the group leader of Timelines. Today, I will be discussing the past articles that we've read in our Composition 2 class about the Kendrick Lamar reading to police shootings have brought ethnic groups together to fight for change, and also the article of Bad Dudes Have Rights, challenging problematic police narratives. My bad. So basically, to wrap up all the articles as a whole, the articles as a whole discuss the justice system being unfair and how it's time for change. Specifically going off of police shootings have brought ethnic groups together to fight for change, how basically the minority groups are also a target as well as the black community, because the Asian American boy who was pulling out a pen and the cop thought it was a knife, the boy gets shot, but the cop didn't get any punishment for it, which is one of the main problems in the black community as well, because there are innocent people who are losing their lives over misunderstandings. And this has been a big problem for a long time, in a sense, how we get viewed by white people, in a sense, and how we get trialed and how we get sentenced to big sentences of crimes that we didn't commit, while the white man, in a sense, gets the leeway or gets the little time sentence or just gets probation and walk away with a clean slate, when the whole life of a black person or the minority group as a whole the whole life gets stripped away and have to spend your whole entire life in jail over a misunderstanding and something that we didn't do. And this has been a big problem for a very long time. I can personally say that this seems like we're still going through slavery in a modern day, basically. And I came to that conclusion because Kendrick Lamar, in his reading, he was saying how he was getting viewed by the police. With him even being famous, he was still getting judged by the police on how he should fix his hair, pull up his pants, and present himself. But how can you make us change our appearance, change the way we have our culture and our African American community? That's just like going 400 years back and going back to Africa when they stripped us of our culture and putting us in America and having us being slaves. So that touched me in a big way because we're still getting treated as if we have no rights, like there is no rights, and we're still getting treated unfair in this justice system because a lot of shootings have increased in the years and there is no justice. Especially bad guys have rights challenging problematic police narratives. It talks about all these cases and how all these innocent black men were gunned down by police officers and the police officers not getting the time that they deserve to be in the prisons. Basically, a white man can shoot a black person, get off with it, rather than a black man just walking down the street, innocent, with a hoodie on, and they was on the bag of Skittles and get gunned down just because they thought it was a threat. See, I don't understand where the miscommunication is coming from, but to me, it still seems like modern day slavery and some type of form of KKK, because it seems like we're going through that area once again. And it's been over hundreds of years that we've been free.
Hello, my name is Valerie, and I am going to be talking about how police shootings have brought ethnic groups together to fight for change. In the article, I was able to read about Tommy Lee and how he was wrongly killed by an officer because he thought he had a weapon. And it woke up his community because they started to wonder if there were going to be more like him, like more of his story. They started to wonder if they were going to target the Asian community down because of him. You know, society has a way with people, and people are so quick to believe everybody's the same. Everybody is, selling drugs, killing people, stealing. And honestly, in my opinion, it's not the way to live, because people live in fear, and that fear is not a way to live. This article hit home to me because I am Latina, and I can say that for my community, we've always been through so much with Donald Trump and immigration and everything. And through all that, we've still managed to, stay together as any other community should. We've had a recent event in El Paso where 22 people were killed and another 24 were injured, and that's a total of 46 people of this tragic event. And you have 46 families who want answers, and the only answer that was given to them was the person who was doing the shooting was a terrorist, and he wanted to eliminate Hispanic people. And to me, it's so sick in the head because this person drove 10 hours to El Paso just to commit this tragic event. And it's sad. Like, you have 10 hours to drive and not realize, hey, like, what am I doing? But to me, I see the issue as the more people talk about how officers are getting away with, 3 months of probation or a lower sentence, it's a trigger to them. I feel like it's a trigger because the more they see it, it's like, hey, like if an officer can get away with this, so can I, and that maybe give them a motive to, hey, let me go kill people. And as much as that sounds so tragic and so disgusting, people do it anyways. And it's sad because how is somebody going to allow a sick story or a sad story that occurred and give it a motive to kill other people? I don't understand it.
Derrick and Valerie had some good points. I really found Valerie's points interesting because she's come from a different culture than we come from. And it was actually pretty good conversation. I liked it. So Time Live checking out.